Patron, take them away.
Okay guys, hope you're well. This is your first time here. I'm the big fella Scruff. What I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So what am I going to look at today? Well, when the markets are kind of out of whack, you've got to kind of take it on face value, shall we say. And how can we do that? Well, I do it through what I kind of call the window of the world. Now, I have a couple of them, but when I'm day trading, it's predominantly the majors with a couple of high-profile indices and oil, etc. And what I'm kind of looking for when I'm in these markets is movement. And sometimes you see me with my strength sheet and one thing and another, and all that does is it selects a product. That's all it does for me. It's just product motion. But I can also do it through a window of the world. Now, if I flick this over, now I'm currently not in the markets, but I'm sort of waiting on an opportunity. Now, earlier on, I had that which was running actually from yesterday. It took a while for me to get into the market. I had to wait quite a bit. And there's a similar situation happening today on USJPY. I brought it up in the morning call. I'm actually looking to sell it, but at the moment it's pushing up and pushing up. It hasn't shown any signs of movement to the downside as yet, but I just want to see it sort of peter out. Now, when I'm talking about the window of the world, that's what this is. Now, if I clean sort of everything out of this thing, just so you can see them with clean charts. I kind of put it across them all. One of the best ways to look at a market is completely clean. Now, these are all on the hour. And what's kind of interesting me is the indices more than anything else. Why? Well, if I look at, say, the DAX, it's pushing across the tops of an area. It's already tried to push up, and now it's starting to fail over the last couple of hours. Now, there was news on the euro this morning, which makes me think about, well, this is quite a good market to probably have a good look at. Now, if this is the case, and I want, say, 50, 60 quid, I mean, how much do I need for my salary today? 80 quid. So I'm looking for 80 pounds, roughly, just to get it over 200. What I need to be doing is figuring out whether or not the timing's right. Well, it's 10 past 10, so it's top of the hour. I already can kind of see what's going on with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick this over, or at least I will do when it decides to wake up, into my indices basket. So again, from the window of the world, it'll bring me down into a basket like this. Now again, I have these set up in various different ways. This one is the main majors of the indices. And what I'm seeing across the board, so again, if I take these down, just get rid of all the drawings so that we're looking at them blank. Just quickly do that for you. All right. I don't want to be disturbed by seeing things. What I'm saying is they're all pushing up heavily. But look at the US market. Now, these are the drivers. They're actually slowing down. But why are they slowing down? Slow, slow. And then that ripples through all of them, you know. So if these are slowing down, it naturally comes into the other indices. So again, small body, small body, small body. Look at the German, the DAX. It's pushing down. Okay. Well, if this is the case, what I want to be doing is having a good look to see what's going to be happening. Now, there could be a good opportunity for it to retrace down, to push up. So what we're going to do is we're going to analyze it and we're going to have a look to see if there's a trading opportunity on the DAX. Why the DAX? Well, one, it's fast moving, but also it's the one that's stalling in the face of these sort of buys. So what that's telling me is the activity's here. Okay, here I'll either be buying in on the top of the market and I've got to wait a long time for it to retrace, or I'm going to be selling, and again I could be wrong because it's an upward motion. This is the one that's showing signs of stalling and whatever. So I'm going to look at it and I'm going to make a decision as to whether or not I want to buy it or sell it. Because if I'm buying it, I'm going to buy it down here, and if I'm selling it, it's already at the time to sell. So pull this back. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of this lot. Don't need these just yet. So we're down to a singular market. Okay. What's the daily doing? Well, this is what makes it look interesting. It's breaking the daddy level from the day before. Okay. Now, those of you in the squad, you'll know exactly what daddy levels are. So it's breaking that, and it has a lot of pressure, or what seems to be a decent amount of pressure to the upper side. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that. What else have we got? Let's take it out to the weekly and see what's going on. Well, the weekly is quite interesting because that's a heavy sell, but there is a buy coming in. All right. So let's start putting some parameters into this. I can see that move started there and ended up there. All right. So I've got three areas of attraction that I can immediately look at. I've got one here. Just like so. One underneath it. There. And then I've got one above it. All right. What will them represent? Well, that's a trading arena. So it's currently at the base of this arena looking to move up. Well, if it is, what if it only wants to come halfway? What's halfway? Well, it's a cluster point. All right. That's a weekly. Take a while to get there. Is it showing signs? Well, it is. And again, you can see the bounce point. All right. I can see daddy levels here. So if it's going to push against what happened yesterday, I need to see where the open, close, midpoints are, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in some daddy levels. Now I normally put them in purple, so we'll just do that. And we're going to have a little look at this. So it's pushing beyond there. Now it opened and closed at the same point. Just put a measuring tool on. Just like so. And then I can put a dotted line through the middle. There. Right. What's that representing? Well, now we've got defined areas that I can go. What if it wants to push through this daily? How far can it theoretically go? And I say theoretically because it hasn't been tested, we don't know. So if I drop a fib in, I can now see where theoreticals are. Now that would be here, here, and then push right through up. Now this is building up a chart using nothing more than a fib, so I can see exactly where it's going. Come down the time frame to see what's happening. And isn't it funny that that daily candle is now showing key turning points? Now we also have this move here, right? And it's represented inside of these clusters, etc. Clusters just where the price contains, and I can work it through. It's not quite strong enough, so we'll take it down to the hourly. Right, now what have we got? Now what I'm looking for is something that is distinctive. Well, if I look at this area, that's a distinctive move, but it's actually encapsulated inside of this, and there's also a gap here. All right. So again, pull that down to here, and let's have a look, see what starts coming in. Well, sure enough, entry exits are starting to appear. Very, very simple, this, guys, very simple. It looks hard, but it's not. Okay, just start marking this up. Just bear with me. Right, and then you've got the 127 above. It's about as far as I wanted it to go. Right, what does this represent? Well, now from this move, which is holding this price, we can see where it can potentially retrace to, and if it breaks through the top, because this is the top, it's still got ways to go, it'll look to get here, and then it'll look to get there, if we are looking for an upward move. Take it to 15 minutes, see what we've got. Well, we've got tremendous pressure to the upper side, and it certainly looks like it is to the upper side. So we can look to buy the break of this, because we are now sitting above this level, and then we can work down into these levels to average in. Nice and simple. So it's not a difficult trade, not really. So move that back. What have we got? Well, yeah, candle count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your entry point. So what we're going to do is we're going to place an order on the crescent of that, which is there. Fire away. Now, why do we use the crescent? Well, let me just pull this down. I'm looking for it to get to about there. It's a reasonable area. Well, there's a very good reason why I'm using that crescent. I like the price to come to me. Gives me time to breathe. Right, it's ended. Oops, sorry. Just flip that on. Switch that off. No. That actually raises something as well. If you're looking at big numbers, guys, do switch your P&L off. Why? Stops you fiddling with the charts too much. So here we're looking for around £80. How far will that go? Well, there's 146. So if I want 80, I really only need to get it to there, and that'll pay my salary. So is that feasible? Well, we're about to find out, and we'll see how far this goes. Well, there's your move here. You can see a bottom there, and you're breaking this move. So all I need to do, bottom, top, down. There's the key turning point. Just set it there just before to allow for the spread, and then we'll just let it run out. Nice and simple. And if it goes against me, well, I can see this move. I'm going to work against that. So there's my trading arena to work in. I've got key checkpoints that I can work to, and that's it. It's a simple premise trade based on the momentum that the chart is showing. Everything is kind of showing that it's got upward move. So I'm just going to go with the flow. In other words, the dominant move. If it moves against me, so what? Not really bothered. You know, I'll just add into it down to about here. Okay. After that point, well, I'll have to start making a choice as to whether or not I'm going to keep into the trade or whether I'm going to kill it. But at the Meantime, that's what I'm running to. Happy days. Catch you in a bit. Okay guys, killed this off. Why? Because I've hit me 200 quid for the day. But also it's shown signs that it's struggling a little bit at this level, which means it may retrace on itself before it goes higher. Now, it could also just surge. And when you're unsure, just take your money. It's that simple. What we're seeing here, it's kind of pushed down, it's struggled, it's surged up. It's now struggling again here. Why is that? Well, it's on the top. If you're looking at oscillators, they are quite stretched on the lower time frames, which means it'll probably push back on itself. And all that's running through my mind is, do I need the hassle? Well, the answer is no, I don't. So what I've done is I've used the chart effectively and watching the small movements to get my money. Now from there, it's paid me quite well. You know, it's 200 quid for a little bit of work. I took the bulk out just in case it snapped back because I didn't really want to. But we're now coming on to sort of 11:30. So it's only been an hour's work or so. And as you can see, it is coming back. So I made the right choice to sort of kill it off because it would have stopped me out. Now, I'm still waiting on sort of the USJPY to start showing signs that it's slowing down. It's not yet. So that could be late on this afternoon. So I'm not really that fussed anymore because I've done my job. And my job is very simple. Get in, get out, get paid, and then just go about my day. The biggest failure rate in this industry is greed, believe it or not. And it's where you try to chase the markets, you're after the markets all the time. You think, right, I've won, I'm going to go in again. No good, guys, no good at all. And if you're doing that, for the love of God, give this game up. Because it might be fun and it might be exciting on the odd wins that you get, but you will not succeed. You will spin wheels forever and a day. And sadly, that is why the failure rates are high in this industry. I do touch on this quite a lot. And the reason being is because it's the moral thing to do. There's too many morons out there who'll tell you that trading is very easy. I mean, my Discord group and sort of what I do is diminishing. It's actually at a point now where it's probably not worth my time looking at it. Because I genuinely tell the guys to back in. But I do it with best interest. Now, the guys that stay, they're all moving forward and they're starting to see good growth in their accounts. And I couldn't be more proud. In fact, we're having a scruffy wheat, obviously my Weetabix this morning, scruffy meet on the 11th of November, and there's a bunch of us getting together in Chester. And that's what the community is all about. Now, if you haven't seen my Discord, check through the channel and you'll see it. It's not for the public, and I don't allow morons and dickheads in there, because there is quite a few that stick it in, and you'll see them in the comments. They're just complete dickheads. I don't care who they are. I'll never interact with them, and if they ever come into the Discord, they're thrown out simply because they'll upset the apple cart by upsetting the other members, and I won't allow that. My first priority in that group is to look after those guys and make certain it's a safe, nice environment to work in. And when we have our meetings, which we have every day, Zoom, face-to-face, I ensure each one of those meetings has some form of value in it. Now, it could be something as simple as a mindset chat, or as we do on a night time, we open the charts up and we kind of look at exactly what's going on. A little bit, as I was discussing with the USJPY, we went right through it last night, and it's pushing up onto the boundaries that were marked. But as with everything else, we don't have crystal balls, but what we do have is echoes of the past that can show us where these markets will move to. And I constantly show the guys how to find and look for these levels, because whatever anybody tells you, levels are king. Something for you to think about. Anyway, I'm very easy found. You find all my contact details down in the description below or in the comments. Do drop your comments in. I do respond to every single one of them. And if you are stuck, come to the Discord. The guys are very friendly. They'll make you very welcome. And I'm in and out of it throughout the day. So you can always get in touch with me as well. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.